Melissa, and this is...
I'm Guy.
We're with LuLaRoe, Melissa. I keep forgetting.
She's forgotten our last name. Well, in fairness, it wasn't hers until 6 years ago. LuLaRoe, Melissa Miotke.
And we've been asked to share a little bit about why we've had a successful first month. The first week, we essentially paid back our initial investment. We sold about $4,500 worth.
$4,900.
Yeah, $49. And the first
$4,980,
month,
but
first month we were around 11.7 or yeah, 11.75, somewhere around there. We probably would have been a little bit higher if it wasn't for the 2 weeks where we didn't receive a box from LuLaRoe, which kind of held things up a little bit.
It did, but I still take it very personal that we didn't hit the 12,000. I think that's something that is part of our success, is that we're holding ourselves very accountable to goals. And 12,000 was a goal, and we missed it. So it feels good, but I mean, I don't want to diminish it. It was good, and it was a lot of hard work, but it still would have felt better if there was a 12 in front of the number.
Well, we couldn't have cruise qualified.
Yeah, we couldn't have close qualified anyways, but that was
I feel
the
good
idea.
about it.
It was
So
good. It was good. It was very good, but goals are important. That's one of the things that I think this video should come across, is that setting goals and having a plan and meeting those goals it's business planning, and that's something that's really, really important and critical, is to treat this as the business that it is.
Yeah, it's definitely as a business. We have an insurance brokerage as well, so we have business experience, and I don't think this is any less of a business than anything else.
It's you're in the retail business, and while you can shop for yourself and finally help offset your LuLaRoe addiction, which is important, but you know, it's important to have fun while you're doing these things, but it is definitely a business, and treating it any less than the business that it is going to lead to, we think, poor results.
But I do think one of the biggest things, which was kind of brought up with the shipping issues that LuLaRoe was having last month, is keeping things new, fresh, and fun.
Mm-hmm.
You really need to place an order every couple of days. From the minute we got our call and placed our initial investment, every 3 days at most, we were placing an order. Now, if we'd been in business for longer, when they went into the several week stretch of getting no boxes,
could have absorbed it a little bit better.
Yeah, well, and we would have had more things in the pipeline. It was like we had just started, so we didn't have those things in the pipeline. But from the minute we got the call, we were ordering things. So now in the future, if things get backed up, I don't anticipate it being such a problem. And I mean, we still managed to do well, so we still had the orders coming in, but definitely keeping things fun, fresh, and new, both in the way you're presenting the products and in what products you have to present. When we didn't receive anything for a couple weeks, there's 1 week that we actually canceled our VIP sale.
Which hurt. We didn't want to do that.
Yeah, that's always our biggest moneymaker of the week, but I know from being a customer, when I would go to people's sites multiple times and wanting to buy and they didn't have anything new, I would just get bored and move on. There's way too many sellers out there to keep looking at the same person and seeing the same stuff that you didn't want to buy last week. Probably not going to want to buy it this week either. So,
but coupling it with something new, maybe last week you saw something and you weren't quite sure. A new Randy comes in, boom, you got the perfect outfit. So we've consistently sold old pieces when we bring in the new stuff.
Yeah, and it gets people, maybe you weren't looking at maxis before or whatever else, but you know, if you're in the market for a maxi and every week you look at the same maxis, then you're just going to go find someone else to buy your maxi from. So definitely keeping the inventory fresh, constantly rolling. I think one of the biggest mistakes people make going into this business is thinking, I'm going to invest $5,000 and then when I get a return on my money, I'm going to reinvest. You can't do that.
Can't wait.
You have to be able to invest more, or else you shouldn't even go into the business, honestly.
I think you should have a number. Our number was 10. That was the number that we went into it thinking. We knew we were going to have to invest 10. We knew that we were going to reinvest and be even higher than that, but that's coming from the business now. So whatever your number is, if you get so focused and fearful that you're not going to make back that initial number, first off, you're thinking wrong, because it's exciting, not fear, and that excitement's going to show in the way you're presenting. Or if you're fearful, then that's probably going to show as well. So you need to be excited, and you have to know that this investment is an investment in a business for yourself, and have confidence that it's going to come back. We had no idea about this business until she started buying the clothes. This summer.
We hadn't even heard of LuLaRoe until the summer.
Once. I mean, some people said that we were living under a rock if we didn't hear about it, but we didn't. And it started off as like everybody. Hey, what's this Lula what? And then pretty soon it's like, oh, I'll just try some leggings, and then, wow, these are awesome clothes. And that excitement about the clothes has to translate as a consultant as well. You have to be excited. You have to be LuLaRoe it. I'm not a good example, but
all leggings I bought for someone else.
Well, I bought them. She just told me that I was buying them for her. But that being said, you have to be excited about the business, know that it is a business, and don't be so focused on how am I going to get this initial money back. It's how do I get more money into it, because the more you have
to spend money to make money.
Right.
And if you don't have the ability, then it's just probably not a good fit.
Should wait.
Yeah, you're going to lose your money and be frustrated. But yeah, if you can keep putting the money in, keep the inventory rolling, you're going to instantly start making that money back, so you don't have to wait very long, but you have to do it.
Again, 1 week later, after that, the initial investment was back in our pocket. We chose to reinvest it because we wanted to grow, but
it grow quickly. I mean, we started, it's been, like 5 weeks now, and we have probably 1,100 pieces in inventory if you count duplicates.
Right. And we look at duplicates as our reserve.
We have probably 5 shipments on the way, although we'll sell a lot of that, so it'll probably equal out. But I mean, we're growing very quickly, and the more stuff you have in inventory, the more you're going to sell. So
I want to talk about duplicates too, because some people get really frustrated with that. To me, it's like a reserve inventory. Yeah. One thing that kind of helped us make it through actually is that we were able to take some of those things that we had duplicates of and stick them back in inventory, or back into the listings as saleable things. So we did have some ability to bounce, but now with the
when we do outfits, we try very hard to use
on your duplicates. And now we have a big enough reserve that if we missed a shipment or two, we could fill back in, we could make outfits, we could pair them with things to get people looking at it a different way. Don't fear outfits. People enjoy and want outfits. People will ask you to basically put together outfits for them.
Yeah, some people don't like it, but a lot of people do. They specifically say, I wish you had more outfits. I don't know how to pair things. It's easier to just buy an outfit. And I think as long as you're doing some things by themselves, people can't get annoyed. You can please both people by having some each way. Right. So you can't please everyone, but that's as close as you can come to pleasing everyone, is having multiple ways to buy.
We have clients, in just 1 month, we have a core of existing clients that we feel, maybe they have other consultants that they talk with. I know that they do, but at the same token, I think that we're their primary, whereas they didn't even know us.
People tell us that we're their favorite.
We're their favorite. And they like the way we're presenting it because we keep new stuff. And to one of your points that I know you want to make, we don't hold on to stuff for ourselves. We don't go, oh, look, it's shopping time for us. We actually bought this. Was something that you bought from another consultant because.
But if I'd gotten it in our box, I wouldn't have kept it.
It would not have been kept.
It's a business. It's not your personal shopping thing. I know some people have rules where they get to keep one thing and they'll kind of out of each box and they'll cherry pick their favorite. And I mean, whatever works for you. But I just think if you're going to take it seriously as a business, you don't take the best stuff. My personal rule is that it has to be on sale multiple times before I'll take it out of our inventory. Right. Because otherwise I have nothing to sell.
Now we started on Facebook with 300 personal friends that you asked specifically. Personally, would you like to come into our group? We think that's very, very, very critical. Today we have just south of 3,800, and Melissa got that specifically because of not taking things for herself or holding it and selling it to friends. Not that we won't sell to friends, that's not the point. The point is we have to give it an opportunity to sell to the broader spectrum or use it.
When we get unicorns in the box, it's not exciting because it's, we know that we can sell this for $25. We have a $25 sale. We can sell anything else for $25. Right. The exciting thing that's about unicorns is the way that you can use them to attract customers and use them for marketing purposes. Every time we're going to do a big sale and use our unicorns, we're out there on buy-sell trades. posting it on Instagram, wherever we can in our group, so people
Right.
see the exciting stuff that's coming up. They come over, and then if you make it fun and exciting, they actually stay. I've been
Right.
surprised our retention with bringing people over wanting one specific print, but they actually, for the most part, stay.
We went backwards by about maybe 100 to 150 people over that time. It's been, for the most part, consistently going up to the 3,800, well, 3,784 or whatever it is now. And that, that's a great resource for us on our Monday sales.
You have to have eyes to sell to.
Yeah.
So you can have the best inventory ever, but not everyone's going to be looking to shop every week.
Mm-hmm.
People go through cycles where they want different things, and you need eyes to look at your inventory. So you need to be constantly attracting new customers and maintaining your existing customers.
And communicating to your customers. You have to approach them from a lot of different angles. It can't just be Facebook once a week. I do a lot of Periscope. Not all of them are sales. Sometimes it's just getting out there talking to people, or doing a Q&A, or connecting with people. And we did a photo shoot. I was pretty amazed by this. I was excited. I wanted it to work, and it did. We did a photo shoot, and we Periscoped the first half of it. And while we were shooting our inventory, we sold 4 items. So we got paid. You always get paid to do your photos, but we got paid as we were doing our photos.
And it's just kind of fun and different.
They loved it. They're like, oh, I was just coming on to say hi, but I can't pass that up. I got to buy this. It's definitely fun. We could Periscope right now, and we'd have a half a dozen people in here who are just here to talk and kibitz, and they'll buy. They're buyers for sure, but it's good to have those connections with people. And Facebook Live, people had a lot of success with that. We've done it. We want to do it better, but all these different ways are ways to connect with clients. Posting pictures of Melissa's very, very focused on posting pictures of us and the family, and interacting with people. I mean, people personally now.
Yeah, I feel like I'm genuinely friends with people that we've met in the past month. It feels like we've known them a lot longer.
It's crazy.
But we take time. They'll message me and ask me about things, and we've gotten to know each other.
We've gotten Christmas advice of things to get. I was looking for something specific, and they helped me find something for Melissa for Christmas. It's a real connection, and that's super critical as well. You don't just accumulate eyeballs. You interact with them and
get to know them. Let them get to know you.
And if you're an introvert, Facebook's perfect because you don't have to be right there in front of them. You can just kind of let the pictures that you post and the interactions. It's definitely something that is super
good for us because one of us is an introvert. I'm not sure if you can
maybe
guess which one. But
but the fun thing about it, doing lives and Periscopes and interacting with people and stuff like that, is the personal connections. And then those personal connections lead to even more business and can lead to building a team. We've got people who are asking us, we weren't even quite sure if we wanted to build a team, and people are now coming to us saying, hey, if you ever think about, would you please consider me as part of your team? That's what an honor that they're asking us to consider them, because they're thinking of going into the business and they want us to help them grow, just from personal interactions. I mean, those are personal connections that Melissa made. I've made them too, but she's the maven at that stuff. I'm
the maven. Huh?
Yeah, she's the Uber connector. But I'm learning from her the same way that other people hopefully will get something out of this video. We want to make sure that we're providing some value here. So before you jump into some of your other points that you want to jump to, I want to talk about shipping. Your ability to ship. You got to put some thought into it. You need to get organized and make sure that when you finish a sale, you're invoicing right away and you're shipping the following day. That's gonna speak volume to your customer service, and it's definitely something you got to think about. You should ship something to yourself as quickly as you can, so you can feel the steps of what it takes, or sell something to a family member or a close friend. Even if they're in town, ship it to them so you get the shipping part out of the way if you're going to be doing online stuff. Obviously, if you're doing live in-person things, it's you don't have to worry about shipping, but the majority of our success has come from online sales, and so shipping is something that's you got to get your brain around, and you got to figure out, and you got to make sure there's no hiccups in there, or at least you minimize the hiccups. Have we made mistakes? Sure. We've had to give away at least 2 pair of leggings because I've shipped them the wrong thing, or whatever the case might be. Mistakes happen.
I think mistakes are
Oops.
Specifically told me to turn my phone off.
Mistakes actually help you connect with people. Frankly, they really do allow you to ask for forgiveness, and connecting with people is something that's super critical and important. And this is a very forgiving community. When people find out that you're just a small business owner and they're helping support you, and that you've made this mistake, it personalizes it. And when things are going well, that's great. But when a problem comes up, that's really the time to connect. That's when you can show
own
your
it.
personal.
You show that you're genuinely sorry, and you do your best to make it up to them however you can. I find that people. I'm always shocked, honestly, how nice people are about it. I feel horrible and I'm upset, and then
we take it personally.
So sweet about it.
We take it real personal because we think in terms of owning our own business. On the other side of things, on the insurance, when you mess up someone's money, I mean, they don't take it as well. Number one, but mistakes happen.
Be sued.
Yeah,
everything.
The insurance company, the billing system might get screwed up. You had nothing to do with it, but you got to get there and you got to own it. And honestly, that's when we get some of our best referrals on that side of the business, is when there's things going wrong and you correct it and make it right, and they see that you're committed to helping them. Same thing is true in this. In fact, frankly, more so, because you're not necessarily messing with their money, but you're messing with people's joy and their happiness.
And it is their money too.
It is their money, for sure.
I mean, the stuff is affordable to an extent, but it also is not, particularly when you make someone buy an outfit to get something and they just spent $60-$70. I mean, they want it to be right. That's a bit of money.
They want it to be right. So, treat it like a business and make sure that you are thinking all of the parts. When you're in the queue, perfect time. You can ship something to somebody. It doesn't have to be LuLaRoe, but get boxes and get shipping containers and ship some clothing to somebody or to yourself or something. If it's totally foreign, you can't think about what are the process or what are the steps, ship something. Set up a shipping station and have everything organized so that when that starts happening, okay, maybe you didn't think of everything, but now you're further along and you can just kind of correct some of the things, because that's obviously delivering the Lula goodies is definitely something that's important. You don't want to stumble there.
But just great service in general. When people ask questions, you need to respond quickly because they're just going to move on. You need to invoice quickly in case it was an impulse purchase.
Right.
If it takes a while to get the invoice, at that point they might just kind of realize that.
That's something we learned, right?
Yeah.
In the beginning, we were waiting until
we
end
were
of the
so
sale.
busy as our sales that we were just trying to keep up.
Answer
and then
questions.
The next morning we would invoice, and then
there's a much bigger fall off in that than now. And listen, if you're doing this as a one gal show, I get it. There's a lot of work. We've been fortunate that we've been able to divide and conquer.
But a lot of my Hostess shows, I pretty much do alone.
She's by herself.
That's less than when we do our VIP. When we do our VIP, it's like all hands on deck because we just get blasted.
And we answer questions and all those things. But I think if you systematized yourself in that regard and you give it answer questions for the first 25, 30 minutes and then start invoicing and then but keep an eye on that. You could do it as a one person. In fact, frankly, she's going to have to learn how to do that without me because I've just come out of surgery. I know I look amazing for coming out of surgery, right? But it's only because I'm medicated. Full and fair. But this week is going to be interesting because she's going to be doing some stuff that normally we do as a team. But we have things in such a system that I'm totally confident that at this point I'm totally unnecessary to that process anyways. But it's definitely something where you have to go through the process in your mind, and in that queue time, that's the perfect time to lay out all your systems. I wish that we would have brought, but there's a list of 25 things that we were going to focus on that grew by another column of 25 things and a bunch of handwritten stuff at the bottom. Those are things that we just kept focusing on. We need solutions. We have to ask our team above us. We have to go out and do the research, check out videos, and stay motivated. I mean, you have to be excited for that. That call comes. It's one of the more exciting days you're going to have, certainly in that area of life. Having kids and getting married and all those things obviously are going to be more important and more fun. But in the world of business, that is one of the most fun things you can do.
For a lot of people who have already had a call. But
yeah. Well, that's true too. But okay, the excitement of that call, the point is you have to continue on that excitement. You can't let your excitement diminish because people will feel it. They're going to see that you aren't as excited or as committed to it as you were. they're going to feel that. So you have to, I hate to use this phrase, but you have to fake it till you make it kind of a thing. You have to be excited. You have to put all that stuff aside. You're in business mode. Ding, put the smile on and be excited. And I think doing the live events.
I think genuine, though, is better. I mean,
Yeah.
I think
Oh, of
most
course.
people went into LuLaRoe because they genuinely are passionate about the product. And that's part of what I love about the business.
And you just got to remember that you're in it because of your passion. Even when things were rough. We were putting in some 20-hour days between that business and family life and this business.
Yeah, right at the beginning, our son was in the hospital. We had all sorts of crazy stuff going on.
All sorts of reasons that we could say, you know what, now's not the right time. Or
and you were in the hospital.
I was in the hospital for a couple of days. I got admitted for a couple of days in the middle there, probably from working too hard. But that being said, those are all things that you could use as an excuse, but we feel, you know what, let's make it part of our story of success. And remembering your passion is what's really critical.
And just having fun.
Yep, have fun. This is the most, I mean, we've been in the insurance business for 13 years. Longer even. It's, you know what, it's good, it's fun. I mean, I enjoy helping people in that regard, but nothing compares to being able to work directly with your love of your life or with the passions of those around you, and just really having fun with this business is super, super important, because it's fun. It is fun. Personal connections, any problems, you can use them as bumps in the roads and learning experiences, and the community's so forgiving and so helpful. Good Lord. We have had so much help from so many people.
It's one of the best things about LuLaRoe is it's not competition. It's
We've been approached by so many people over the past 15 years saying, oh, you need to do this direct sales opportunity. It's absolutely, oh, you got to do it. It's fantastic. You're going to make all this money. It wasn't about the money, really. I mean, it is. It's a business. But when we're approached by these things, we see the money, yes, but how fun is it? And they just did not
to just keep harassing your natural market over and over
buy
and
this,
being
buy
in
this, buy this,
competition
buy this,
with
buy this.
everyone else.
It's 15,000 other people.
Totally different.
Totally different approach. We would never 15 years ago have told you we'd be in a direct sales model, because they just didn't work.
This is the first and only time that it is remotely.
It's an amazing opportunity that you have. You're a part of. Don't forget that. This is something where you're buying low and selling high, and if you keep your energy up and you've got your inventory, we have our inventory, they have their inventory, there's no reason to think of it as competition, because the more people that are out there, the more excitement about it, the more opportunity you're going to have to see eyeballs coming to you looking for that special print. And when you can give that to them, doesn't that feel fun?
Oh, I love it.
I mean, it's just amazing when you get
honestly opening a box is like Christmas to
right?
see, like,
Every
ooh, I know
single
this
time,
person
right?
wanted this,
Exactly.
or like how many people are going to be excited by this.
I do not look at it as inventory. I see people's names. Oh, that's Veronica, or that's Melinda. Oh, I can't believe it. Betsy has been looking for this for I don't know how long, and I have it. I can help her with this. It's super, super fun. And that connection has to be there, and you have to keep remembering that it's about people, it's about passion.
Or if you have clients that like to buy a lot, and they like a certain size and a certain style, go heavy on that style.
Right,
I've had friends say, I love medium Randys. So it's like, okay,
So,
I'll go buy 5 extra medium Randys and see what you like. I'm going to sell the others, but it's that level of extra service where they're going to come back to you when you're ordering things specifically for them. I mean, we went to Gracie because one client specifically said...
One client said she liked Gracie. It's been such a fine for us.
We haven't even been able to keep it
we
on
didn't
the
even
shelf.
get pictures in the first batch of inventory of that particular thing, because it was client-driven. Because she said she liked it. Someone else said they liked it. Pretty soon, 3, 4, 5 people said they liked it. We were in a live sale, and we were just showing the Gracie to one of our clients, and we sold just about every Gracie
and we
had
had
in
some
that
outfits with Gracie's for kids' leggings in our VIP, but we
them
didn't put an
like
actual
crazy.
Gracie folder up yet. We didn't have pictures of them aside
They
from the
just
outfits.
saw the Gracie.
Those
and went,
sold,
we
and
gotta
people
have
said, you have Gracie in my outfit, can I have a Gracie? And all of a sudden half of our Gracies were gone before we even had pictures, and now like every order, like I have a bunch of orders in to try and
we got Gracie's
get more now.
in the box that we're going to do ship pictures for. Again, we're seeing people's names attached to those, because that's the excitement and joy of this business, is these personal connections and the ability to listen to your clients and bring something in and instantly, as a business owner, make profit on that. I mean, what better opportunity could you have out there? I can't imagine one.
But you really want that excitement to show through, and again, keeping things new and fresh, both the inventory but also in your presentation of it, is part of what makes it fun for clients and customers. if you
come up with different ways, right?
Ways so that everyone
present it.
has a chance to get their unicorn, so it's not always the same
Right.
people getting unicorns because they have fastest fingers, but
It's not the same way every time.
Yeah.
It's
so
fun.
they're always wondering what you're going to do, how you're going to
Keep
do
them
it.
on their toes.
Yeah, it makes it a game. It makes it
Right.
fun, and they have a chance to get something really exciting. And then it's also not just about unicorns, because people will
Right.
come because of the unicorn, but then they'll end up
they'll
buying
stay for
other
all the
stuff and
stuff.
looking
It's-
at things and telling you what it is that they want, and you can help them find it.
Remember we had clients who were like saying, oh my God, this is so exciting. I didn't even get anything. Because we had kind of like a right to buy contest. And we had clients who were saying, this is the most fun I've ever had not buying anything,
Yeah.
even though they wanted to. And they ended up
So
buying
like,
lots of
this
other
feels
stuff.
like Black
Black Friday,
and-
it was, you know, that level of excitement. Be creative. Come up with different ways. You know?
And then just when people are excited and you see people buying, it makes more people feel
Right.
excited and
Right.
want to buy. Like, I didn't get that, but now I want something. Let me buy something. Versus sales where you go in and it's just crickets. There's
Right.
no life.
Right.
You know, it just feels dead.
And your clients can feel that, and somewhat that to me seems like the consultant is a little removed from the process. When you see some sales and there's not anything going on, there's no energy, you can feel that. Versus in our sales, I feel like we constantly have good interaction, good energy. Go throw a live Facebook Live post. We're gonna do that here in our upcoming ones, where we're gonna throw out some live stuff. And you know what? Sell some unicorns in the live. Or do something different. Just do something different all the time to keep it exciting for your VIP. They don't want to be there and see the same presentation that they can get from 15 other consultants. While there's not direct competition for prints, they can get that buying experience from somebody. It should be you or us or or whoever your client list is. They should be buying from you because you're keeping it fun and exciting.
And one thing I've been shocked about is I've had a lot of customers tell me that they like us because we actually sell our clients unicorns, which is really bizarre to me, but apparently
really
a lot of
look at
people
that and
just
understand what they were talking about.
I don't know if it's that people are just flipping them and selling them for more through other routes, or they're keeping it for themselves, or they're just trading with other consultants. But I mean, that really is the way that you drive your business. If you order consistently and in every single order have leggings, because that's usually the most unicorny thing.
Right.
And it seems like every order you get some unicorns. Yeah. So you'll constantly have a nice flow of unicorns.
And then highlight them.
Yeah.
Get them out there. Tell the story. Let people get excited about them. That should be, the $25 sale is exciting. Don't get us wrong. We love selling leggings. But the value, the return of selling that unicorn and connecting with that person and them being excited, but then also, before they even have a chance, showing the world that unicorn is yours, and that, you know, drawing people into your VIP group, getting them doing previews on Periscope,
knowing that they have a chance
to get those items. You might see us every once in a while with our sashes on. We'll have our unicorns going across and say, hey, this is a preview. Oh, I want to buy it. This is a preview item. Get over to our VIP group and you can have a chance to buy it.
And there's no shame in our game when people are at our VIP, if they're looking at other things and they're for unicorns. We have no problem fluffing our other stuff. So
no problem at all.
They might not be there to look for things, but all of a sudden this is going to pop up and this is going to pop up.
Look at how awesome this would be with the wolf print. And then all of a sudden people, their minds start going, yeah, that would be really cool with the wolf print or whatever it is.
But it seems like the things you fluff, it's more likely to sell because people weren't necessarily looking, but then it pops up.
I can't tell you how many times we put comments on something that we know people want, but they're there for one specific thing, but we're presenting it to them. We're saying, hey, you might also like, it's really the approach of one of my favorite corporations in the world, McDonald's. They are a multi-billion dollar company with one single phrase, would you like fries with that? And that has sold them, taken them to so many untold levels because of the idea of just adding something else. Think about it in today's retail environment. Amazon, you might also like going across the bottom of the screen constantly. We've sold direct for Amazon, and I can tell you that is not really related to anything they're looking at. They're just presenting things. They're using their numbers and saying, yeah, you kind of probably want socks with shoes, but at the same token, they're presenting stuff to give you an opportunity to buy. Same thing here. Go through your inventory, mark it up, comment it rather. Show people that particular thing. And you know what? Again, it goes back. I know people have somewhat of a customers are sometimes against outfits. We have not really found that level of blowback, though.
For the most part, if people get a chance to get their unicorn, they're thrilled, and they're gonna.
And you're doing your job as a consultant. You're showing them something that can go with that. Sometimes someone wants that unicorn and they're going to go buy the shirt somewhere else. You might as well let them buy it.
And something that we do, I know different people are different on this, but if we have something styled with a shirt and they want to sub it out, I have absolutely no problem with that. I know a lot of people don't like doing that. It creates a little more work, but I mean, that's where the customer service comes in, where you want them to be happy, and if they're buying a couple things from you, then you should go out of your way to make sure they're happy. And I mean, you can bring suggestions to them, let them shop your albums, however is most convenient for them. But, you know, try and accommodate people, and then they'll keep coming back. It's more annoying if you're forced to buy a shirt that doesn't fit you versus you got to buy another shirt that you really like, and it was an excuse to get more clothing that you'll actually wear and enjoy. So
but people appreciate it from our standpoint, you know, and we don't. Not everything's in an outfit. There's plenty of times that we'll just have regular.
I think as a customer, I would be annoyed if you always had to get an outfit. But that's why if we have duplicates of a unicorn, maybe one will be in an outfit, one won't.
For individual purchase.
Yeah.
But you know, use those things, those tools that LuLaRoe is giving you. You have lots of different assets before you even sell. Number one, you know that you're out there looking at it. But now you're selling. Use the things that they keep presenting to you. These unicorns are gifts to build up your business. They're the best marketing tools you can have, but to sell it to one person, yes, you've satisfied them, but to use it as a way to advertise and market and eventually get it to that one person who just can't live without it, now you've multiplied your eyeballs for your next sale. And keep the excitement going. Keep changing it up and doing things slightly different. I mean,
people know every week they're going to have new exciting stuff. They're going to want to be watching your site.
And it's about, listen, that's a very important phrase. They're watching. It's entertainment. You have to give them something that's not just them looking at albums, and you have to keep them engaged.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that at the end of the day, I think that's part of why LuLaRoe is so appealing to them. It's not just the comfort of the clothing. It's
the community.
It's the game. It's the hunt. It's the chase. It's the exclusivity, and to be able to say, "I got this," and I have this.
It's true.
You know, if they just made a bunch of wolf leggings, I think it would totally diminish it. But the fact that they are on the hunt for the wolf,
and then through that, if you can engage with them and be entertaining, and you know, hey, I'm looking for you. I don't have that now, but I'll be on the lookout, and then come back and tell. You know what? Listen, there was 3 weeks in a row we didn't have something for somebody, and I saw it with a different consultant. I referred that person over there, and they got their unicorn through that other consultant. They bought 10 or 15 additional items from us because of that one connection where, you know, we didn't have it, we sent them over there. That's the community part of it, which makes it so fun and engaging. So let's see, what else do we want to make sure we leave you with? Because we don't want to take up the rest of your day. We can talk about LuLaRoe till tomorrow, but
that's started pretty long.
Don't do your best stuff.
Fun, fresh, new.
Fresh. You know.
Buy.
Yep. Keep buying.
To sell.
Keep buying. The more you have, the more you're going to sell. I know that people hear that a lot, and it sounds like it's just a platitude.
But it's really
true. It's 100% true. Our success has been because we've had something. You can't sell from an empty basket. So you have to present things to people and represent things back to them in a different light. You know, one of our goals for the first couple months, or this first couple weeks rather of the new year, go through and reshoot things that we've had for 3, 4, 5 weeks that are awesome, but maybe our camera skills weren't the best then. So we're going to go back and take it from a different angle or different light. Let people see those things and highlight the heck out of them, and 100% we know that there's someone out there who's going to buy those things. So that's us having to keep it fresh and keep it exciting, and also do our part as a consultant and show those things.
And even if someone doesn't want to buy that one thing right now, even if it's 6 months from now, that doesn't affect the fact that I can still buy things that people do want to sell. So it doesn't mean I wait to sell until someone will buy that one thing. Just keep it moving. And those individual pieces really don't matter that much.
Right. They'll sell, so you'll find that one person who will want it and they'll love it. But while you're looking for that person, or that person's looking for you, you gotta keep your inventory growing. You know, we started with the lowest possible buy-in, which was 360 pieces. We're over 1,100 now. I think we're probably closer to 1,200. You know, we've got our reserve inventory, which is our duplicates. But we have stuff in our reserve that's actually not duplicates. We're just holding on to it to make sure that if there's any bumps, we've got those 50 or 60 items that we can
unicorns.
throw in.
We actually have literal unicorn bins,
Right.
and we don't
And
let
they're
out
just
every
filled.
unicorn in
They're
every
right
sale.
over there. They're so heavy I can't even lift them. I'm not supposed to
We're
lift
going to need
anything.
multiple unicorn bins, but that way, if there ever is a slowdown in shipping,
Bring out the unicorns.
yeah, it's not like everything is going to go stale. We'll still be able to bring new, exciting things to attract people, even if we have to go a couple weeks without a shipment. We've got to.
That's how
hoarding.
committed we are to buying. Is that we're buying specifically to put it on the shelf so that we have this stuff and keep it fresh. We never want to get that problem again. That was a problem. It was a real problem. But now we've come up with a solution. We've got this reserve inventory that we can pull out. If ever there's a shipping snafu, we can make it for the couple of weeks while we're waiting for it to fix
Also,
itself.
I think there's kind of tiers of unicorns. There's things that are exciting, then there's things that really freak people out and just they go crazy over. I mean, I personally, my commitment to the VIP is that the really exciting stuff is going to be presented to them first. I'm not going to sell it outside of there. But then some of the kind of tier 2 unicorn type things, it's always nice to bring some of those things if you have a pro hostess or just any type of hostess party, so that they have some fun, new, exciting prints, and it's not just all the dregs that no one else wanted. Not that anything's a dreg, but the stuff people have seen and not bought. So it makes every sale more successful if you have new things that eyes haven't seen yet. And also, actually, while we're on the subject of hostesses, one thing I learned very quickly, because we've been good about booking a lot of online parties with hostesses early on. We had a very full calendar the first month. And I didn't really set a lot of expectations. I just was excited to book a party and just figured if we put it, it will come. You know, like people will come and buy. And then we had a couple of really horrible parties where we sold either nothing or close to nothing, and it was a big waste of our time, honestly, to block that night off and not be doing something else, either whether it's with our family or selling somewhere else, and to get everything up there and take it down and deal with it. It's a big waste of time.
That's when we were working 20-hour days, so to have that come through for 2 or 3 or 1 item or anything less than 500,
it's not worth it.
Anything less than 15 items is totally, we felt, not worth our time.
So we learned from that you really have to tell people up front what's expected of them. If people just go and add a bunch of people to a group and invite them to an event,
no good at all.
They're not going to be checked in. They need to make that personal connection and invite people personally, whether it's in person, via text, or a private message. It should be a personal private message, not a group private message. Reaching out, asking them to come to the party, reminding them the day of the party. Because then people will feel committed and like there's almost a politeness or respect factor. If someone just adds me to something, I don't feel connected to it. Like I need to do anything. I think you put
it best when you said treat that online party like it was an in-home party.
Yeah.
Tell them to think of it like they're inviting people into their home.
I mean, I personally, if I go to a party when someone's selling something, if I go, I'm committed to buying something, whether I want it or not. To me, that's just a polite thing to do. If you absolutely are adamant against buying something, you don't go. That's the way I look at it. So if you're going to go and support a friend, then you're going to go and support a friend. So I look at that the same way, but they have to feel like they've been invited, or else they're not going to take it seriously. So really just setting up that expectation about what they need to do to have a successful party. And since we've been starting to implement that, the parties have been a lot better.
I think now, pretty much since we implemented that, there has not been a single party that we did not hit our 15 threshold. I look at it as dollars, it's $500, but that works out to about 15 items, I think. But if we are doing less than that, I mean, it's easy to say everything counts towards the end of the month number, but now if we're going to commit that kind of time and we're going to take time away from our family to do that, we got to make sure it's worth that there's a return there. And I think us having that expectation, us communicating that expectation has led to
and hostesses
success.
Want to have success too. The whole point of doing it is not for them to sit there and feel awkward either.
They want the close, they want the reward, and so you're really just helping them understand how to get to the reward, and they appreciate that.
Yeah, and them understanding before they sign up. I mean, if they're not comfortable doing those things, then they just shouldn't have the party because it's going to waste their time too.
In fact, we've had some people who have said, I don't know, and so you know what? We said, hey, if you want to reschedule sometime in the future, let them save face and make it not be like, oh well, you don't want to do this. we're nice about it and say if you want to reschedule in the future, and then we just fill in that space with someone who's next on the list who's excited, and that way we know when we're going into those times that they're going to be worth it.
But then also bringing new, fresh inventories,
right.
Fun stuff.
I think that's something that we didn't really hit up to the point. We now are buying inventory specifically for events. So not just at first we were just buying because we wanted to grow our inventory. But now if we've got this Hostess on this day, we want to do our VIP on this day, I'm going to do a Periscope on this day, we've got someone who wants us to we're going to do an open house at the end of this month. Ask the hostess what she wants or what she likes.
What she thinks people are going to be into.
What size are
I've
they?
had personal friends say, "Oh, I know, we're all moms, and it's, I know I personally want to buy stuff for my kids. I think my friends are going to want to buy stuff for my kids. So please go heavy on
that's how we got into
kids stuff."
Right? Basically, people again telling us they want.
Yeah, the first in-home party I booked for one of my good friends, she told me up front, like, I want to buy stuff for kids.
So now we got kid line stuff because of, again, asking them.
The
will
kids
tell
is
you.
some of our best selling stuff. Honestly, we sell a lot of kids stuff. But
now just imagine if we didn't ask.
We're listening to our buyers. We're listening to what they want, and we're selling them what they want.
If you don't ask, and they wanted 3XLs and 2XLs and larger size things, and you walk in with extra small, well, guess what? You're not going to sell anything.
Yeah.
So
if
ask
you
your
have
hostess.
a bigger crowd or a smaller crowd, or
right.
Those people live in Wisconsin versus us who live in Arizona. They're going to want
heavier,
different things,
warmer stuff than out here, and talk to you and buy things consistently for your
and then
events.
It's fluff too.
Yeah, exactly. If someone says, "Hey, I know my friends are all really excited about owning a Sarah, but they're nervous because it's a $70 item or whatever," get in there and talk about it. Show pictures of yourself in that outfit. Show wearing those items. Get in there and interact with people, and you're going to have much better success. And then, stay positive, stay happy. Remember consistently your why. You all know why you got into this, but then also beyond that, why do you continue to go through when things are not as happy and go lucky? Why are you doing that? Why are you going through those moments? Well, come back to your why, come back to the fun, come back to your clients and the interaction and the personal, and focus on those things to make sure that you're constantly thinking in the right way, and it will not be a chore. It's not a chore when you're having fun with it.
I'm enjoying almost every second.
Almost every second. I mean, there's times where I get on her nerves, and she's like, "Oh, just ship the stuff, would you?"
Ship and shut up. Shut up.
Ship and shut up. But everything goes out on time, to my credit, I have to say. But sometimes not at 9 in the morning, like Ballbuster wants over here.
Just start getting nervous. It starts getting like 4 o'clock, and it's like, all right, today means
never
4 o'clock.
Never missed a shipment, but sometimes you get right down to the last second. She'll call me, "Can't talk now, shipping." So listen, and even that, have fun. Have fun with if you have a partner involved or not. In fact, if you are out there and you're doing it on your own, and your husband wants to help, doesn't know how, or
make him your slave.
Yeah, just turn him into your. Just kidding. If anyone needs to have husbands talk to other husbands, I started doing my research. It was on Periscope, watching a lot of Periscopes. A lot of that's husbands that are helping their wives, and so I got excited from the second one that I could see a path of how I could help.
And
I wanted to help, but I didn't know how.
Husbands truly understand the income potential,
oh my God,
most of them would be pretty on board.
They'll 100% be on board if they have the ability to look at the number side of things or get excited about that. So even if they're not excited about being, listen, I have friends who constantly rib me. Her girlfriend's husbands are over there going, "Hey, you know what? I saw you on Facebook. I sure want to buy a dress." And I know they're kidding a little bit, but they're also telling me that I'm doing a great job because I got them talking about it, right? So you take a little bit of ribbing for that, but it's fun. I turn it into, "Hey, wouldn't you like to sell dresses too? Let me talk about the business with you."
Thankfully, he's got thick skin. He's not the type of person.
But listen, we've gotten two different husbands who are now basically pushing their wives into doing it because they look at our success, see me selling dresses online, and they're over there ribbing me a little bit. But really, you can kind of sense they want to talk, and I tell them a little bit about the numbers. I'm not trying to sell them on anything. I just say, "Hey, we've had success, and I'm having fun, and I'll take that ribbing, and I'll see you with a $12,000 a month of sales. So they're, wait, what? And you catch their attention, and literally they're pushing their wives to get into LuLaRoe because of seeing me out there having fun with it, and then they start seeing the business side of things. So, you know, if you've got husbands who are on the sidelines and need to talk, hey, look me up. I'm on Facebook, Guy Miotke. They can see me on Periscopes and look for coffee times where I do some Q&As. If it'll say LuLaRoe Husband Guy and coffee time. They can search for that, or they can search for LuLaRoe Husband Guy and follow me on Periscope and look for the coffee times. The rest of them are sales. But the coffee times are Q&As where I talk to husbands, I talk to people looking to get into the business and try to give back the way that people gave back to me. More than happy to connect with people and talk to them and get them excited about helping you get to levels of success. Because, you know, it's a lot of work, and if you're having the oh my gosh, I'm all by myself, number one, you have a support network around you. Go ask them and tell them that you need help, and they will. Number two, you have a team of people above and to the side and below and everywhere. Just get into that community and look for the help that you're missing, and keep yourself motivated and excited. That's really what it boils down to. You're in business for yourself, but you don't have to be by yourself. You're part of a community.
Should probably cut it off because I don't know if they were looking for a 3-hour video.
Yeah, sorry. We thought it would be 7 minutes, and it looks like it's 47 minutes. So hopefully you got some value out of that. If you want to, go look me up on Periscope and follow me over there. Look for coffee times and Q&A. We can connect there. Connect with us on Facebook, of course. You can PM us, or however you connect. We'll be more than happy to talk and communicate about all of our success, but also things that we would do differently if we had it to do over again. Sorry, you're stuck with me.
That's yet to be determined.
All right, peace and love.